Welcome back, my friends, to the show that will never end. Come inside, come inside. It's Brother TC coming at you live from Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, parts unknown, circling about the perimeter. Yeah, with the divine joy in our heart this day, in the knowing that the show that will never end until the Father's appointed time stands, having done all to stand. Yea, a son of man, yea, and my Father, just as you are, brother, sons of everlasting, the remnant that have been chosen and given this faith, this belief in the knowing placed in their heart and mind, that they have the engrafted word, yea, that they have been grafted back into the tree of life, yea, and that the sap, yea, in their veins has been transfigured in the twinkling of an eye to the everlasting glory, the blood of the Son, the mighty right hand, yea, of the Father that walks humble, merciful upon the earth to reveal the mystery of heaven for 1,000 years, that each of you would hear it just this one day and ponder if you would stand with us for 1,000 years upon the earth. And sing the song of the Lamb and truly understand Mystery Babylon and Deuteronomy 32. So as you study Deuteronomy 32, the song of Moshe, and you learn, yea, the wisdom of the just, yea, that righteousness and truth would come upon your heart from the most powerful force upon the earth. Do you know what that is? There's no other force upon the earth more radiant and magnificent than this in the eyes of men. It is, my friends, ye mighty ones upon the earth, the love of a mother for her son, yea, the nurturing of that woman upon that future prince and king and priest of the earth, and nurture him in the word of everlasting glory, indwelling in him each day, even thrust upon him by a paganized calendar, that as this day that the paganized calendar begins, let each of us see the most powerful force upon all the earth, a mother's love for her son. Yea, and this is perfected in them both, yea, each and every one of us who witness, yea, who stand as a faithful witness along their side, yea, even with tears upon our heart, upon our mind that flow from each eye, both left and the right. Yea, the hand of a right-handed man, the word of everlasting proclaims is wise, and the hand of the left-handed man, the Bible professes, is foolish. Yea, the foolishness of God is greater than the wisdom of men. Do you understand? Yea. So let this be the beginning, that the radiant warrior women who teach the sun, let them teach them the right way of everlasting with the Proverbs upon their heart, and not the wickedness of the left hand. Let them never see the left hand. Let them walk in glory everlasting upon the earth with their right hand only, and their left hand in their pocket, like their grandfather told them to stand everlasting upon the earth. Yea, can I have an emet? Yea, a wise master builder professes truth. Yea, and moves in ways of everlasting forever. Not just one day. Yea, I am being disturbed by the enemy.
No. Sorry.
Thank you, dear. Yea, she had to peer in. Her womb is dripping with blood. Yea, she would not take the seed in the season. The word would not pierce her heart, that she would bring truth to her sons, that she would stay in her way. Almighty Father, I bind all evil in the hearts of these mighty warrior women, for it is their womb that brings forth the kings of the earth. Let their womb and their words be as proverbs forever. Yeah, let the wickedness be bound in heaven and upon the earth. Yea, and the Father would bring forth the swine, the pigs of the earth, the beasts to stand before us, that we cast all the darkness of the earth upon each pig, that they would run off the cliff and not stand, having done all on the cleft of the mighty rock. Yeah. Oh, forgive me, ye all those that are offended, ye those that are perishing. Your forgiveness would be made full in the moments to come by the opening of the earth. Yea, the removal of those who will not walk in righteousness upon the earth from this moment forward. Speak words of truth into the sons of your womb, you mothers upon the earth, and birth the spiritual tribes coming forth with the proverb every day with the love of your heart, training them who the true teacher and counselor is, our mighty Father, Spirit and truth, working in the Word as they come forth, learning to read and write and walk everlasting upon the earth with their fathers and mothers, transfigured in the twinkling of an eye, yea, radiant and magnificent, like corn and wine poured out upon the rock, yea, that the oil of everlasting now within them, transfigured, now and for all time. Your water is now a sweet tasting wine. All your chards lined up full of ritual bathing, are now radiant in red wine of the Spirit of Yahshua in the temple of everlasting, that the Father's mighty hand, the right hand, would sit upon the mercy seat, yea, in heaven upon the earth, and wield mercy and grace upon the tender herb in the morning found in Deuteronomy 32. Learn to sing with your whole heart in this song, and read a proverb every day with love. Yea, may each king's heart long to see his, yea, Cajun queen. Sing words of life and proverbs each day. This is the first of the pagan. So I call out to you pagan mothers to cross over this day the Jordan, yea, that the water would stand on the right and the left, and that you would walk through and radiant with the suckling of the breast of the Son, giving forth the Proverbs. Yea, that wisdom would warn, that the usefulness of Proverbs would be made known, that the pursuit of wisdom would be known to bring security, the rewards of wisdom, yea, an everlasting joy, a father's instruction, yea, the revelation of the pitfalls of immorality, the parental counsel that can be performed in faithfulness and truth, yea, the wiles of the harlot revealed upon the sons of everlasting, the condemnation of wisdom, yea, wisdom's invitation to the wise, the contrasting of the righteous and the wicked, yea, again with the upright and the wicked, yea, again and again and again and again. Do you stand upright, or do you stand wicked? Or do you stand upright but yet wicked in dark places, unknown to mortal men? Men blinded by the left hand that is hidden upon all the earth. Yea, let us contrast the upright and the wicked, that our discerning nature would be made manifest with truth. Yea, the contrasting again and again a life's conduct upon our heart, that we can begin to discern the truth and see, yea, and taste salt again upon our lips. Yea, that the sword, yea, in each hand of a righteous man would find its mark, yea, circumcise or slay the beast within. Yea, let it be circumcised, that it could receive the proverbs of wisdom and the fear of Yahovah, that the willing vessel would thrust its own sword upon its own heart and remove its own head, willingly going forth upon the altar a living sacrifice, bowing on knee each morning in prayer for forgiveness and repentance and blessing into the great Father that gives all good things upon the earth. That the wickedness of men would not be known upon us, that we could rise in truth everlasting, repented, striving for perfection each moment, with the love of our mother upon our heart, forever living in truth and justice upon the earth. Yea, and this moment, life and its conduct will be made known. Yea, in the ways of the righteous. Yea, the narrow path. Yea, even the precepts and warnings, the similitudes and the instructions. Yea, again and again, the mother pouring in even a double portion, like 26. Yea, the glory of mighty Yahovah. Love, a mother's love poured out upon her son. Yea, that when the son becomes the king, yea, humbled upon the earth, that his love for his son, yea, and when his time comes forth to train him in Ecclesiastes and the Psalms of the beloved, yea, the ways to be a king upon the earth, that he would be well prepared by the mothers, yea, with the indwelling of the Spirit and the truth that mighty Yahovah wrote upon each son's heart by the love of their mother crossing over, yea, a glistening reflection of the sea that changed everything. The love of a mother, nothing more powerful seen than my Father, the God I serve's love for the man that loves him. The carnal mind cannot imagine the good things prepared for them that love our Father and walk with his Son's blood in their heart of gold and flowing through their veins as treasure upon the earth. So your double portion this day as we are down here rocking and rolling and hollering out to all the rock, yea, those with the rock in their soul, the everlasting that roll upon the earth, yea, in ways of righteousness and truth, the rock and roll army of mighty Yahovah, the unknowable ones, the unseen righteous blade upon the earth, yea, the right unseen hand, yea, that the blind and those who cannot hear will feel at his moment for their wickedness and unrepented hearts, for their unwillingness to even read one chapter, just the first chapter of Romans, that their wine might be transfigured, yea, into living water, that their feet could be washed in the number 5 tub, and that the red stick would be bowed down upon their shoulder. Even in the spirit of this moment, hearing these words, and look upon this Baton Rouge, that you can be washed in the word, yea, the molten sea, a flame of fire, a fire pan of hammered work in the temple. Yea. So let us reason this day. Let us reason, brother. Come now. Let us reason together, says mighty Yahovah. Though your sins are as scarlet, they will be as white as snow. Though they are red like crimson, they will be like wool. If you consent and obey, you will eat the best of the land. But if you refuse and rebel, you will be devoured by the sword. Truly, The mouth of mighty Yahovah has spoken. Yea, today's living word of everlasting upon the hearts and minds of the remnant, the mighty transport carriers of the divine presence upon the earth. Yea, the wheels turning, the angels, the elect hosts riding in the hearts of their swords in humility, searching always, praying always in prayer in the Spirit, and being watchful always with all perseverance for the saints, the remnant. Yea, that Baton Rouge can do its work upon the earth, and the river would be made wide and long and deep. Yea, and the cleansing of the living water would be in the transfiguration of the eye into the we, the us, of the new wine upon the earth, like a wheat, yea, a kernel changed into the general, yea, floating in the sky, a bird cast down, yea. O God's universal reign, the word which Isaiah, the son of Amoz, saw concerning Yehudah and Jerusalem. Now it will come about that in the last days the mountain of the house of mighty Yahovah, in Hebrew mindset, mighty friend, the mountain is like a mindset. And when the mighty Father's place has been prepared, he will come and sit upon his mercy seat. These are the meanings of these words of everlasting upon the remnant. Yea, the mountain of the house of mighty Yahovah will be established as the chief of the mountains, and will be raised above the hills, and all the nations will stream to it. And many peoples will come and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of mighty Yahovah, to the house of mighty Yahovah of Jacob, the God of Jacob, yea, that he may teach us concerning his ways, and that we may walk in his paths. For the law will go forth from Zion, and the word of mighty Yahovah from Jerusalem. And he will judge between the nations, and will render decisions for many peoples, and they will hammer their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not lift up sword against nation, and never again will they learn war. Come, house of Jacob, and let us walk in the light of the everlasting mighty one of Israel, mighty Yahovah, our Father. For you have abandoned your people, the house of Jacob. Because they are filled from the east, and soothsayers like the Philistines, and they strike with the children of foreigners. Their land has also been filled with silver and gold, and there is no end to their treasures. Their land has also been filled with horses, and there is no end to their chariots. Their land has also been filled with idols. They worship the work of their hands, that which their fingers have made. So the common, let me rephrase that. Let me remove the veil. So the man has been humbled, and the man has been abased. But do not forgive them. Enter the rock and hide in dust. From the terror of mighty Yahovah and from the splendor of his majesty, the proud look of man will be abased, and the loftiness of man will be humbled. And mighty Yahovah alone will be exalted in that day. A day of reckoning coming. For mighty Yahovah of hosts will have a day against everyone who is proud and lofty, and against everyone who is lifted up, that he may be abased, and against all the cedars of Lebanon that are lofty and lifted up, against all the oaks of Bashan, against all the lofty mountains, against all the hills that are lifted up, against every high tower, against every fortified wall, against all the ships of Tarshish, and against all the beautiful craft. The pride of man will be humbled, and the loftiness of men will be abased, and mighty Yahovah alone will be exalted in that day. But the idols will completely vanish. Men will go into caves on the rocks and into the holes of the ground before the terror of mighty Yahovah and the splendor of his majesty. When he arises to make the earth tremble, in that day men will cast away to the moles and the bats, and their idols of silver and their idols of gold, which they made for themselves to worship, in order to go into the caverns of the rocks and the clefts of the cliffs before the terror of mighty Yahovah and the splendor of his majesty. When he arises to make the earth tremble, stop regarding man, whose breath is in his nostrils. And why should he be esteemed?